some dishes that do not need expensive ingredients, complicated techniques, or restaurant-level equipment to become unforgettable. They win hearts because they are simple, warm, comforting, and full of flavor. One of those timeless favorites is potatoes and butter vegetables. This dish may look humble at first glance, but once it is made properly, it turns into a colorful, creamy, buttery, and satisfying side dish that can easily steal the spotlight from the main course. In homes, diners, family restaurants, and dinner tables across the United States, buttery potatoes and vegetables are loved for their comforting taste, rich texture, and ability to pair beautifully with almost anything. In the USA, dishes made with potatoes have always held a special place in people's hearts. Americans love potatoes in nearly every form: mashed, roasted, baked, fried, creamy, cheesy, or buttered. And when potatoes are combined with tender vegetables and coated in rich melted butter, the result becomes a dish that feels cozy, delicious, and deeply satisfying. It is the kind of recipe that reminds people of family dinners, Thanksgiving side plates, holiday meals, Sunday comfort food, and homemade cooking that fills the kitchen with warmth and irresistible aroma. What makes potatoes and butter vegetables such a beautiful recipe is that it is both incredibly easy and visually stunning. It has creamy golden potatoes, glossy butter-coated carrots, bright green beans, sweet corn, peas, and sometimes broccoli or baby potatoes all coming together in one colorful, mouth-watering pan. The steam rising from the vegetables, the butter melting into every bite, the soft shine on the potatoes, and the fresh herbs sprinkled over the top create the kind of food visuals that look absolutely amazing in video. That is exactly why this dish is perfect for YouTube content, especially if you want smooth cinematic AI cooking scenes that feel alive, rich, and satisfying instead of stiff or repetitive. To make this recipe perfectly, the ingredients must be prepared in the right order so the final result feels balanced, creamy, buttery, and fresh. The first and most important ingredient is, of course, the potatoes. For the best result, use about 5 medium-sized potatoes. Yukon Gold potatoes are one of the best choices if available because they are naturally buttery and creamy, but regular white potatoes or yellow potatoes also work beautifully. Peel them if you want a smoother, cleaner look, or leave a little skin on for a rustic homemade appearance. Cut them into medium cubes so they cook evenly and look beautiful when plated. The next ingredients are the vegetables, and this is where the dish becomes colorful and vibrant. You will need 1 cup of carrots sliced into soft round pieces or thin diagonal cuts for a more elegant visual. Then add 1 cup of green beans trimmed and cut into bite-sized pieces. After that, prepare half a cup of sweet corn, half a cup of green peas, and if you want even more color and texture, you can also include 1 cup of broccoli florets or baby zucchini slices. These vegetables not only add freshness and sweetness, but they also make the dish look rich and restaurant style, especially in slow-motion cooking shots. Now comes the soul of the recipe, the butter and flavoring. You will need 4 to 5 tablespoons of butter, and this is what gives the dish its luxurious taste and glossy finish. For seasoning, prepare 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, and if you like a little extra aroma, half a teaspoon of dried parsley or Italian herbs. You will also need 2 to 3 cloves of fresh garlic, finely chopped, because fresh garlic sizzling in butter creates one of the most delicious and cinematic cooking moments ever. For final freshness, keep 1 tablespoon of chopped parsley ready for garnish. If you want the dish to feel extra rich and premium, you can also add 2 tablespoons of cream or a sprinkle of grated Parmesan cheese at the end. The first step in making this recipe is preparing the potatoes properly. Wash the potatoes well, peel them if desired, and cut them into evenly sized cubes. This is important because evenly cut potatoes cook at the same rate and give a cleaner visual in your final dish. Place the potato cubes into a large pot of water and add a generous pinch of salt. Bring the water to a boil and let the potatoes cook until they are just fork tender. They should be soft enough to bite easily but still firm enough to hold their shape. Overcooked potatoes can become mushy, and for this dish, you want them soft, creamy, and buttery, not broken or watery. While the potatoes are boiling, prepare the vegetables. Bring another pot of water to a light boil and blanch the carrots first because they take slightly longer to soften. After a minute or 2, add the green beans, then the corn, peas, and broccoli if using. Let them cook briefly just until they become tender, crisp, and vibrant in color. This method keeps the vegetables fresh-looking and beautiful instead of dull and lifeless. After blanching, drain them and immediately set them aside. If you want them to keep their bright color even more, you can briefly rinse them in cool water. This step is especially useful if you are creating AI-generated food visuals and want your vegetables to look shiny, vivid, and full of life. Once the potatoes are cooked, drain them gently and allow them to sit for a minute so the extra moisture can evaporate. This small detail makes a big difference because watery potatoes can dilute the butter flavor later. Now take a large skillet or deep pan and place it over medium heat. Add the butter and let it melt slowly. As the butter begins to foam and glisten, add the chopped fresh garlic. This is one of the most beautiful moments in the entire recipe. The garlic should sizzle softly in the butter, releasing a warm, rich aroma that instantly makes the dish feel comforting and luxurious. For video, this is a perfect close-up scene. Melted butter bubbling gently, garlic turning golden, and steam rising slowly in cinematic lighting. After the garlic becomes fragrant, add the boiled potatoes into the pan. Toss them gently so every cube gets coated in the garlic butter. Let them cook for a few minutes without stirring too much so they can develop a light golden edge. This gives the potatoes more flavor and a more appetizing appearance. Sprinkle in the salt, black pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. At this stage, your kitchen starts to smell incredible. The buttery aroma mixed with garlic and soft potato steam creates the exact cozy food atmosphere that audiences love watching on YouTube. Next, add the prepared vegetables into the same pan. Add the carrots first, then green beans, then corn and peas, followed by broccoli if using. Stir everything very gently so the potatoes stay whole and the vegetables remain visually attractive. The melted butter should begin coating every ingredient, creating a shiny, glossy finish. This is where the recipe truly comes alive. The yellow corn, orange carrots, green beans, bright peas, and golden potatoes all look beautiful together in the pan. If you are creating an AI cooking video, this is the perfect sequence for smooth moving shots. Vegetables being tossed in butter, steam floating upward, herbs falling from above, and a spoon slowly turning the mixture in a natural flow. If you want a slightly creamier version, this is the moment to add 2 tablespoons of cream. Stir it in lightly and let it coat the vegetables and potatoes without making the dish too heavy. If you want a more savory finish, sprinkle in a little Parmesan cheese and let it melt naturally into the butter. These optional additions can make the dish feel even more American comfort food style because in the USA, rich, creamy, buttery side dishes are especially loved at family dinners and festive meals. One of the reasons this dish is so popular in the United States is because it fits into almost every kind of meal. It can be served with grilled chicken, baked fish, roast beef, turkey, steak, or even just on its own as a light vegetarian comfort dish. It is often seen during holiday dinners, especially around Thanksgiving and Christmas, because it brings both color and comfort to the table. It is also popular in casual family meals because it is easy to make in one pan, budget-friendly, and loved by both kids and adults. In many American homes, buttery potatoes and vegetables are the kind of dish that disappears quickly from the table because everyone keeps going back for one more spoonful. Another reason Americans love this dish is because it feels homemade in the best possible way. It is not fast food. It is not artificial. It is the kind of food that feels like someone made it with care. That emotional comfort matters a lot in American home cooking culture. People love dishes that feel warm, nostalgic, and filling. Potatoes and butter vegetables represent exactly that kind of comfort food. They are soft, rich, naturally sweet from the vegetables, and deeply flavorful from the butter and garlic. Every bite feels soothing and satisfying. This recipe is also a dream for food content creators because it gives you so many visual opportunities. Imagine the opening shot, raw potatoes being sliced cleanly on a wooden board, fresh carrots rolling gently across the counter, green beans snapping in half, butter cubes dropping into a hot skillet, and steam curling upward under warm kitchen light. Then the camera slowly captures the butter melting, garlic sizzling, potatoes tumbling into the pan, vegetables being tossed in glossy motion, and chopped parsley falling in slow motion over the top. Finally, the dish is spooned onto a white serving plate with a little butter shine and a clean garnish. These kinds of scenes do not look static or boring. They feel alive, smooth, and satisfying, exactly what helps AI-generated cooking videos feel premium and watchable. To make the recipe even more irresistible for your audience, you can describe its texture and taste in a way that makes viewers crave it instantly. The potato should feel soft and creamy on the inside with lightly buttery edges on the outside. The carrots should be tender with a touch of sweetness. The green beans should still have a slight bite for freshness. The peas and corn should burst gently with natural sweetness. And all of it should be tied together by warm melted butter, garlic, black pepper, and herbs. it is not a spicy dish. It is a comfort dish, rich, gentle, buttery, savory, and balanced. A lot of viewers on YouTube also love recipes that are practical. That is another strength of this dish. It does not require expensive ingredients. It can be made in under an hour. It works for lunch, dinner, side dishes, meal prep, holiday plates, and family meals. It can also be customized easily. Some people like to add mushrooms for a deeper savory flavor. Others like to include baby potatoes instead of cubed potatoes for a more elegant look. Some add a little lemon zest for freshness, while others top it with cheese for extra indulgence. This flexibility makes it even more appealing to a wide audience. If you want to make this dish look even more restaurant-style for your video, presentation matters a lot. Instead of piling everything carelessly onto a plate, spoon the potatoes and vegetables neatly into the center of a wide plate or shallow bowl. Let some of the vegetables naturally rest around the potatoes so the colors are visible. Add a tiny extra drizzle of melted butter over the top for shine. Finish with freshly chopped parsley and a small crack of black pepper. If you want to create a complete American dinner plate, serve it next to grilled chicken, steak, or roasted fish. This instantly gives your video a premium and satisfying final reveal. For YouTube, recipes like this perform well because they hit several important points at once. They are comforting, visually appealing, easy to follow, affordable, and highly relatable. Viewers are more likely to watch a recipe to the end when it feels realistic, delicious, and achievable. Potatoes and butter vegetables have all of those qualities. They are not overly complicated, but they still look beautiful enough to feel special. That combination often performs very well, especially for food channels using AI-generated scenes, cinematic close-ups, and relaxing cooking visuals. The beauty of this dish is that it celebrates simple ingredients in the best way possible. It proves that you do not need exotic items or difficult methods to create something deeply satisfying. A few potatoes, fresh vegetables, real butter, garlic, and seasoning are enough to create a dish that feels rich, warm, and memorable. That is the kind of food people return to again and again, not because it is trendy, but because it is genuinely comforting and delicious. So if you are looking for a recipe that can become a strong YouTube video, a visually beautiful AI-generated cooking concept, and a crowd-pleasing comfort dish all at the same time, potatoes and butter vegetables is a perfect choice. It is loved for its softness, color, buttery flavor, and cozy homemade feel. It fits beautifully into American dinner culture and has all the visual richness needed to make your cooking scenes feel smooth, cinematic, and engaging from start to finish. In the end, this dish is more than just a side recipe. It is a warm plate of comfort, a colorful expression of simple cooking, and a delicious reminder that the most loved meals are often the ones made from the simplest ingredients. Once your audience sees the butter melt, the vegetables shine, the potatoes steam, and the final plate come together, they will not just want to watch it, they will want to make it too.